Hey, I'm Dr. Jonas Salk. Today, I want to talk about something that confuses a lot of people: B vitamins and nerve pain. Specifically, why the supplements you're taking might actually be making things worse instead of better. Let's start with B6. Your body needs B6 to make neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that keep your nervous system running, things like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. But here's the catch: B6 has to be converted by your liver into its active form called P5P. If that conversion doesn't happen, because your liver is sluggish, your magnesium is low, or you have inflammation or blood sugar issues, the B6 just builds up in your bloodstream unprocessed. And unprocessed B6 is toxic. So you can have high B6 on a blood test and still be functionally deficient. That's the part most doctors miss. Now, let's talk about B12. Most B12 supplements use a form called cyanocobalamin. It's cheap and widely available, but largely useless for many people. Your body needs to convert it into methylcobalamin through a process called methylation. A lot of people have a genetic issue that slows methylation down. Others have gut inflammation, low stomach acid, or an imbalanced microbiome, all of which block that conversion. The result? Numbness, tingling, and burning in the hands and feet, even when your B12 levels look normal. Now here's the one people often overlook: B1. B1 is fundamental to how your nerves produce energy. It directly fuels the mitochondria inside nerve cells and helps build the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerves. Without enough B1, your nerves can't repair themselves, energy production breaks down, and toxic byproducts like lactic acid and advanced glycation end products start accumulating. This hits hardest in the longest nerves in your body, the ones running down into your feet. That's exactly why diabetics develop peripheral neuropathy. Their blood sugar imbalance depletes B1, and the nerves at the extremities start dying off first. There's one more thing worth knowing about B1. It's water soluble, and so are B6 and B12. Water soluble vitamins can't easily penetrate the fatty myelin sheath surrounding your nerves. So, researchers developed a fat soluble version of B1 called benfotiamine, which can actually cross that barrier and reach the nerve tissue where it's needed. I've recommended it for years and never seen adverse effects from it. One more supplement worth mentioning: alpha lipoic acid. It's a powerful antioxidant that supports mitochondrial function and, importantly, improves insulin sensitivity. Since insulin resistance is often at the root of nerve damage, alpha lipoic acid works well alongside the B vitamins. Here's what to actually do: take the right forms. Use P5P instead of regular B6. Use methylcobalamin instead of cyanocobalamin. Use benfotiamine for B1. Keep B6 under 50 milligrams per day unless you're being monitored by a knowledgeable practitioner. Support your bile production. Bile breaks down fat-soluble nutrients, and benfotiamine is fat-soluble. Without enough bile, you won't absorb it properly. Eat fermented foods. Sauerkraut, kefir, and fermented vegetables support the gut microbes that actually produce B vitamins your body can use. Address insulin resistance. High insulin blocks magnesium absorption, and magnesium is essential for nearly every step in this process. A low-carb or ketogenic approach can make a real difference. Cut the sugar and refined carbs. Every time you eat them, your demand for B1 spikes dramatically. The bottom line: a lot of people don't have a vitamin deficiency. They have a vitamin processing problem. Your blood work can look fine while your cells are starving. It's not just what you take, it's what your body can actually convert and use.